Welcome back to my channel. This is probably going to be the last couple of clips for November. December is coming up quick. It is hot on my heels. So I'm trying to get this together. I got new headphones. Because the headphones you saw in the last video stopped connecting to any of my devices, which made me kind of sad because I'd had them for like 4 years, so they lasted a really long time, but I wasn't ready to give them up. So I went and got new ones. These are JLabs. They're really cute. I like the color. They look kind of gray, but they're like a smoky mauve color. Yeah, that's what they look like. So, got a couple of things to talk to you about. I finished Graveyard Shift by M.L. Rio. I did not like it nearly as much as I was hoping to like it. It just did not grab me. The beginning was too slow and the end was too fast. For a book that only has 108 pages, its pacing was just so weird. The mystery didn't go the way that I was expecting. I was expecting like murder. It was more of like a intrigue plot. It wasn't bad, but it just wasn't what I wanted. And I literally read this for like ever. I started it on the 26th of October and I didn't finish it until like Friday or Saturday night. So yeah, I gave it 3 carrots. It was okay. What I did like, I enjoyed. It just wasn't all of it. And I don't think that Miss Rio is a writer for short term. She has very like flowy, flowery writing, and I just don't think there's enough time for her prose to mature if she's doing novellas. So hopefully the next book that she puts out is a full length and I'll be there for it because I don't want her to be a one and done author. So finished that, and that was also the Blue Stocking Bunny's book pick. So now that that's done, December's on its way and we are starting Babel by R.F. Kuang, and I'm so freaking excited to try it because everybody's been like talking about it, you know? So here's hoping that I really enjoy it. If you want to join the Blue Stocking Bunnies book club, I'll put the link in the description down below. You should check it out. Yeah, so I'm currently working on Babel by R.F. Kuang, and that is the book club pick for December. We'll start reading this together pretty soon because there's only like 4 days left in November. December is literally on its way. It's crazy. The next thing that I want to talk to you about is I stopped by AMC today with Boy Wonder. We went to go see Gladiator 2. It was okay. Kept me interested, but like I didn't really see the need for there to be a second one. But while I was there, AMC was having a sale on their bags. I've been wanting this popcorn bag for a long time and it was like $90. And it doesn't hold a lot. Like, it has like a clear container inside, so you can actually put like popcorn in it. Yeah, so it holds like that, you know, like that's not $80 worth of a bag. But today it was $30, so I was like, absolutely I will take that home with me. So now I have my bag. It has a little pouch at the top to hold like candy, and then the bottom will hold popcorn when we go see our movies. So I'm so excited. It's so freaking cute. Ah! Okay. They also had a sale on this Death Star. I keep wanting to call it Dark Matter, but I know that's not right. Had a sale on this Death Star bag, and it's actually round. And it zips through the middle. And then that's what it looks like on the inside. And it has a little zipper. Here's our Kindle. Yeah. Kindle's inside. This would be a perfect like on-the-go bag. And the AMC that we went to had a lot of merch for like movies that had come out. It was kind of wild because the AMC that we normally go to doesn't really have a lot of that stuff. So it was neat to like see what they offered. When we were done going to AMC, we went to Barnes & Noble, and I actually set up a little bit of my December hopefuls. I haven't finalized it yet, but I have like an idea. And one of the books has like a 34-week wait at the library. So I was like, okay, if I come across it, I'll get it. And I did. The book is called You Better Watch Out, and it's written by James S. Murray and Darren Wearmouth. It's a Christmas thriller. That's the cover. It looks like such a fun time, but this will literally be the last time that you see it because it's part of the St. Martin's boycott. Like, bro, so annoying. So now I have to come up with another book for the December hopefuls because it's boycott. I can't talk about it at all. I'm not going to tell you what it's about. I gave you all the information that you needed to do the research for it yourself. That is the last time that you will see it in the vlog. So frustrating because I plan on doing a little Christmas thriller 24-hour readathon because this Friday the 13th is in December this year, and I just think that would be so cute, right? But I have to find something else. While I was at Barnes & Noble, I picked up a new notebook for the new year. It's a little thinner than my usual size notebooks, but it's by Paper Source, and I freaking love their notebooks. It's paper smooth, like it's gonna be perfect. I'm thinking this might be the new book journal for 2025, but there's still a lot of space left in my other one. At least this much. So, this probably won't see any light until like the end of 2025 or 2026. And then I started using my planner and getting it ready for the new year and realized that it was not going to continue into 2025 like I thought it did. So I went and got a daily planner. It's like velvet. It's really nice. But this is like the layout. All laid out, and then it's got like notes, goals, and to-dos. It comes with 2 ribbon markers, so I normally keep 1 ribbon marker for the day that I'm on and 1 ribbon marker for the month, so I can flip back and forth. So yeah, I'm trying to think of what else. I finished Graveyard Shift by M.L. Rio. I finished The Bad Seed by Jory John. It's a kid's book about a sunflower seed that goes rogue. It was very, very adorable. I thought it was super cute. I kept seeing it at Barnes & Noble when I was like wandering through, so when I saw that it was available at the local library, I was like, oh, I'm gonna get it and read it. So I have it, and I have its sequel, which is like book 1.5. It's called The Good, the Bad, and the Spooky, and I'm 23% into that. So that's what I'm reading. I did figure out what was left of the 24 for 24 so that we could take it into December, and the struggle is a bit real for that. So the 24 for 24 has 24 novels on it. 24 books that either have been on my TBR or on my shelf for too long that I wanted to read and get rid of for this year. The very first book on the list is called Barely a Lady by Cassandra Khaw, and I cannot find it anywhere. It's not anywhere used. It's not anywhere new. It's not at the library. I've been looking all throughout the year and have not been able to find it. I finally found a link to Amazon, of all places, that I could get it, and when I opened it up, the price was $100. It was $100 and 85 cents. Are you insane? Are you crazy? $100? Absolutely not. So I scratched that off the list because apparently I'm just not going to be able to read that. And then I started Claire DeWitt and the City of Dead by Sarah Gran. And Sarah Gran is a white woman. This is important. You're following this character, Claire, and she is supposed to be searching for a missing uncle, and the uncle is like the assistant DA to New Orleans. And the way that she talks about New Orleans and the troubles of New Orleans and the people of New Orleans, I was listening to an audiobook. Kind of gave me pause. I was kind of just like, I don't know why you would say it that way. Like my spidey sense was tingling, right? And I'm like, okay, I'll listen to a little bit here, I'll listen to a little bit there, and every time she speaks about the people of New Orleans and how they interact with each other, I get the skeeves, right? And I'm like, maybe it's just me. The book is older. Maybe I just, am too self-aware. And then out of nowhere, two white characters say the N-word multiple times for absolutely no reason. So I DNF'd it. When I DNF a book, I definitely count it because generally I DNF within past like 10 to 15%. And if I'm not going to finish it, that's enough to know. You know what I mean? So DNF'd at 21%. No need for the racist undercurrent and the use of the N-word. I'm done with her and the book. And that was on the 21st. So that was about 5 days ago. So that's another book off the list. I started Night of the Living Mannequins by Stephen Graham Jones. I don't like how his writing is a stream of consciousness. Like, I literally had been reading for 4 or 5 chapters, and I had not met any quotation marks. I don't know who's talking. I don't know if this is thought. Like, it's hard to follow. And when I was reading it, I didn't really have a lot of patience, so I just DNF'd it. That's it for books that I've read off of this list. So those are the newer ones. Ones that I have finished are 8 Perfect Murders. I gave that 3 carrots. The Taking of Jake Livingston, I gave that 3 carrots. And Princess Knight, I gave that 5 carrots. So there are still about 16, 17 books on this list that need to be read. I'm probably not going to get to all of them, but I did put them all on the hopeful list just to see what I do wind up finishing. I'm currently working through First to Die by James Patterson, Red Harvest by Dashiell Hammett, and Unsub by Meg Gardner, and Siren Queen by Nevo. The other books that are on the list, I have not even started, so we'll see. We'll see where we end up, December could be, like, the reading month. I could be slaying books left, right, and center. We just never know. That's our little catch-up. I feel like maybe there is something else I want to tell you, but I honestly do not know.
I love a lot of the little homages.
We went to go see Wicked. It was beautiful. I went with Sarah and Julie. Them were theater majors and theater nerds. While I was not a theater major, I was definitely a theater nerd. And to see Wicked come to life on that giant screen, beautiful. I cried so many times. I felt so seen. There was so much inclusivity, so much diversity on the stage. Like, it was just so well done. I am a little annoyed that they broke it into 2 parts, but I will be sat for part 2. I'll be there. Let's go see it. Like, I'll be there. I had so much fun. So we did that. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I've been doing since the last time I saw you. The last time I saw you was the Books by the Banks event. So that's all that's happened in the time from then to now. So I'll go ahead and head off because I need to get cracking. I have some reading to get done. And we can hopefully see you soon with some finished novels. I'm Gabs, this is the Inkbunnie. Today is the 26th, and I'll see you next time. Sleep out. Hey. It's been a while. Welcome to December. It's the 3rd. We have to catch up on all of the books that I finished in the last, 2 weeks of November. Really thought that I was pretty much done reading for November, and then I got a little burst of speed. And I finished a couple more books, so let's get into them. I think the last book that we talked about was The Perfect Girl, which was the arc. No, we talked about Butcher and Blackbeard. Yeah. I did it again. We talked about Butcher and Blackbird. That was the last book that we talked about, and that was the 15th. So in the time from then and now, I finished 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 books. So let's get into them. The next thing that I read right after Butcher and Blackbird was Bean the Stretchy Dragon. It's a graphic novel. It's very cute. And it's about Bean, a stretchy dragon. Nobody knows where Bean comes from. They live with their witch. And it's kind of like a breakdown of the magical creatures that Bean meets on its everyday life. It kind of feels like a drawn version of a spend a day in the life with me vlog. If you are on YouTube like I am, it was incredibly adorable, and it had a lot of commentary about climate change that was really important. I gave it 3 carrots. I thought it was very cute. And I fell down the rabbit hole. So December's book is Babel by R.F. Kuang. I'm hoping that I like that so much better. It's so much bigger though. I don't understand why I keep getting these giant books and biting off more than I can chew. It's December. It's the last month of the year. I have Christmas thrillers to read. I have the rest of the 24 for 24 to finish. Like, I do not understand why I decided that Babel, which is like a good 400 some odd pages, 544 pages. I just don't know why I do this to myself. I just don't know why. So yeah, Babel is the next book club pick. I'm currently 2% into that. The next books that I finished were 2 children's books, because after Graveyard Shift, I needed a palette cleanser. The Bad Seed by Jory John, and The Good, the Bad, and the Spooky by Jory John and Pete Oswald. I thought they were super freaking adorable. It's basically about the sunflower seed that's hardened by unfortunate conditions and is just out, causing havoc. And, things get wrapped up as they do in a children's book. But I just thought that was so interesting. Like, not a juvenile delinquent sunflower seed. Like, it was just so freaking cute. And then The Good, the Bad, the Spooky is like 1.5 of this series, which basically just follows the sunflower seed as he tries to do some untoward things in order to make sure that he gets the best like Halloween costume. It was silly and ridiculous and just a fun time. The next thing that I finished was an audiobook, and it's called Zetas Till We Die by Danielle and Amber Brown. It was on the November hopefuls. I wound up giving it a 4.5. I finished it on Thanksgiving Day. It was about 12 hours, and it's a group of sorority sisters that are brought together to honor the tragic loss of one of their sisters, and they have like a reunion for their sorority. And they get together and kind of heal and party as if it was like 10-ish some odd years ago. But the killer that killed their sister is released, and they're saying that maybe he didn't do it. And then there's a lot of little things that start occurring, like threatening notes, things out of place. Then when one of their friends go missing, the story really starts to like roll. I gave it 4.5 carrots. I cried at the death of a character, and it is a diverse read. It's a great mystery, well plotted. I did think it was a little slow at moments, but without it, I don't think the conclusion would have had the momentum that it did. I had a really, really good time. It makes me want to go back and read the other 2 books that Danielle and Amber have written. The next and last book that I finished in the month of November was Red Harvest by Dashiell Hammett. It is number 1 in the Continental Op series, and it's book 160 for the year. I finished it on the 29th of November, and I gave it 1.5 carrots. Yeah. Like, y'all, I don't know if it's classics. I don't know if it's man-written books. I don't know. But all of these books that are sounding interesting to me, I'm picking them up, I'm devouring them. They are not hitting. They are not giving what they have supposed to have gave. They are falling flat. This is a classic. It was published in 1929. It's all vibes. It was about 6 hours, 30 minutes. It's all vibes. I know like 2 people's names. We got like 12 bodies. We've got this hardened detective Sam Spade type trying to clean up the city, and some shit goes sideways. It just wasn't good. Like, it had me for the first 30% while it solved like its main mystery, and then once he started like cleaning up the streets or whatever, it's all vibes. I couldn't tell you who the main character is. I can't tell you names of literally anybody. I think I know the names of 2 people. After 33%, it is pure vibes. The fact that I can't tell you anybody's name, it's fucking diabolical. I just was so bored. Like, its only saving grace was that there were bits of humor and that 20 slang. Didn't care about the story. Didn't care about like 10 of the 12 characters. Even the high death count couldn't save it. Like, I think I am swearing off classics. Like, I was like, oh, I want to read a classic every year. I want to be a well-read girly. Like, no. Life is too short to be reading shit that is fucking boring. I want no parts. I am only, from 2025 on, I'm only going to read books that keep my attention. Books from 2025 on. Books have 30% to get me hooked. You don't got me by 30%, and I'm not interested in finding out if you'll keep me going. You got to go. You got to go. You got to go. Life's too short to be wasting it on books that just don't make no sense. Like, this could have been a novella. Could have been easily a novella and not wasted anybody's time. 1.5 carats is crazy. I ordered a Kobo. I guess I'm just going to be an e-reader girly. It is what it is at this point. There are a couple of books that I've gotten from NetGalley, ARCs, and just the library that I'm not able to send to my Kindle. And I enjoy being able to read on an e-reader surface and take it with me. So I decided to get a Kobo so they can read those books that the Kindle cannot do. And that's that. I got it in white. I got a little case for it. It arrives tomorrow, the 4th. And once it gets here, I'll do a little unboxing and show you how I plan to use it and what book I'm going to read for it first. By the time you see this, another video will have gone up talking about the 24 for 24 countdown. And it's essentially just going over the books that I have left. But let's get into what I'm currently reading. And currently, over 50% in First to Die by James Patterson. I don't know. It's way too long. We're 50% through. We think we know who did it. The names don't match. I don't know where he's going with it. Our main character is going through some shit. Like, it could have been shorter. I really don't know what we're going to do for the next 50 some odd percent. Right now it's sitting at like a 3. It can go up or down depending on what they do next. I don't know. I'm also working on A Master of Gin by P. Djeli Clark. I am absolutely loving this. I'm very enthralled. It is very vocabulary heavy, and it takes place in like a steampunk Cairo, so there's a lot of words that I'm not like automatically like catching on to. So listening to it in audio is definitely a quicker experience for me. All I can tell you is I came for Fatma, but I'm staying for Siti. Siti is that girl, and I am hoping that she's going to get a book onto herself, because she and the idolatrists and like just the fact that she oozes Sekhmet, like as a Bestat Sekhmet girly from my Wicca days, like I'm eating that shit up. I'm eating that shit up. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I'm almost 40% into that. Some shit has gone down. We're in this like steampunk Cairo. Fatma is one of the only women police officers in this like magic ministry bureau of investigations. We meet her being pulled away from stopping 2 idiots from being murdered by a jinn, only for her to be pulled away to a estate house where a crazy white people had a like Brotherhood of Al Jahiz, which is this like huge time traveling inventor guy that just kind of disappeared, and somebody showed up, said, "Hey yo, you taking my name in vain," and burnt him to a crisp. But them only. Nobody else got hurt. The room's not scorched. Burnt to a crisp, my guy. They're not coming back. Then turns out that a lot of the Cairo ladies are up in arms. They want the vote. They want, you know, basic human rights and decency. So the government's trying to get ahead of it by having more female agents. So Fatma gets a partner, Hadia. Her name is Hadia. I like her. She's very cute. She's very, like, new and fresh and just wants to impress. Fatma. Fatma didn't want a partner, so it's a little bit up in arms right now. I think it's still really cute. This is where I was before I went to work today, and this is where I am now. This much. I'm loving it. The way that the author has wound racial tension, the way that the world works, wrapped it around like magic and suspense and djinn and fantasy, and then piled on top of it a murder mystery. Like, it is absolutely chef's kiss right now. Hopefully nothing goes awry, but right now I'm really, really loving it. If it continues and we get more of Seti and Fatma's relationship and more of just how the women move in this universe and more of the magical systems in play, I could absolutely see this being 5 carats. So we talked about Master of Djinn, we talked about First to Die. I am also working on Babel. I am 2% into that. And we're also working on Cocaine Blues by Carrie Greenwood. It is the first book in the Miss Fisher's murder mystery series. I'm 10 pages in. One of the things that stopped me from reading the series for so long was that I found the TV series first and fell in love. Like, I would do anything for TV show Franny Fisher. And I know I'm only 10 pages in, but TV show Franny and book Franny are 2 different ladies. And I don't know if I'm up to bat for her like I am for the TV show. Like, I'm hoping this gets better. I'm hoping that the Franny that I know and love is going to pop out and show people, you know? Right now, I'm just not seeing it. But that's currently what I'm reading. I got a bunch of books from a bunch of different places the last couple of days. So I've just been like trying to figure out how to get all of those books on the shelves and off the floor. Christmas tree over there. So yeah, I got a little Christmas tree. I've done a little bit of decorating. Like, that's the list of books that I finished this year. That's the 24 for 24, so I don't get distracted. And then these are like newish books and books that I want to read. Leia says hi. And then also, I sold another book on my Pango. This is just my little shameless plug. I sold my second book, my hardcovers of The Naturals. Shipped that off yesterday. That customer should be receiving it shortly. I've got a couple more books added to my listings. As always, the link is in the description box below. But yeah, I was putting my books away last night and I realized that I had 2 copies of the Agathas, a paperback and a hardcover. So I'm going to keep the hardcover and I'm going to sell the paperback. I just put that up on Pango. So yeah, make sure you check that out. If you're ever looking for something that I'm, not into, you'll probably be able to buy it off me from there. And I think that's everything that I wanted to talk to you about. I got myself a little little microphone set from TikTok Shop. These, I love that they're pink, first off, and the sound sounds so fucking good. It's set up for my phone. These guys are connected, and then this guy just goes in the phone. Beautiful. The sound is perfect. There's 2 of them. And I got it because I wanted to make sure that I had better sound for my videos. But I finally convinced my dad to go in on a podcast with me. So now we have little microphones to do our podcast with. It's called To the Archives. And we are going to be doing gameplay and commentary on video games 20 years old and older. We will be filming our first episode pretty soon, and I think we're going to be talking about the anniversary of the original PlayStation and our favorite PlayStation games. So I will put a link to where you can get our podcast. Make sure that you subscribe so you don't miss any episodes. And yeah, I'm pretty sure that's all that I've been into. Because I've been focused on reading so much, I left my Switch at home today. And then for some reason, I was like inundated with Pokemon content. and it really, really made me want to play Pokemon, and I didn't have my Switch with me, so I came home, and instead of continuing to read, I played Shining Pearl for like 4-ish hours. I'm currently working on the 5th gym leader, Fantina. I think that's her name. Yeah. But yeah, it just made me miss Pokemon. Made me miss when I made Pokemon content. And since February is Pokemon month, maybe I'll do a little something. I don't know. But if I do, make sure that you check it out at Bubblegum Apparel. And I'll put it in link down below as well. Alrighty. I think I've gabbed enough. Thank you for hanging out with me and listening. This is the end of November. Welcome to December, and I'll see you again soon. Sleuth out. See you next time. Bye. Working one-handed because Mr. Momo here does not want to let me get any work done. So I'm hopping in. This is going to close up. Today was Sunday. It was my first free day. So I started my Xmas Thrillers vlog. I'm gonna do a 24-hour readathon of 3 different thrillers that are all Christmas based, since next Friday is Friday the 13th, so I thought that'd be really cute. That's when that video will go up. I think I've only read 2-ish hours, and I spent it all reading The Christmas Lights Killer by R. Berry Flowers. It's a Harlequin. It's cheesy. It's not good yet. The mystery part is better than the rest of it. I'm currently 31% in. I was drifting, so I took a little nap, put my clock on pause. So I'm gonna edit the rest of November, and I wanted to just hop in here and tell you what I've been reading. I wound up finishing First to Die by James Patterson. I gave it 3 carrots. It was just way too long. The first couple of twists were really good, but after a while, there were too many twists. I didn't like the way that he talked about race. I didn't like the way that he talked about fat phobia, and I didn't like the way that he talked about the men. And I didn't like the way that the men talked about the women in this book. I think it's just a product of its time, and I don't think that I'm going to continue the series. If I do continue the series, it will probably be completely digital, so I don't actually have need for the other 4 books that I have of the series, so they're probably going to go up on Pango. So I finished that. That's the only book that I finished in December, and now I can get into what I'm currently reading. So I'm reading for the 24-hour readathon. I'm reading Christmas Lights Killer. I'm reading Deck the Halls by Mary and Carol Higgins Clark on my Kobo. And I'm reading the boycott book. As far as the 24 for 24 countdown, I'm so tired of saying that sentence. Like, I cannot wait until I'm done with these. But I have started quite a few of them, so we're going to go over what I'm reading. I'm almost done with A Master of Jen by P. DeJelly Clark. I'm 75% in. I am loving this. I think that they are going to be an auto-buy author for me, and I cannot wait to see what's next. I've also started The Last of August by Brittany Cavallaro. I thought I was much further in this when I gave up on it last year, but I was only 3 chapters in. I'm currently reading Siren Queen by Nevo. This is interesting. I knew it had fantastical elements, but this is straight up fantasy. Like the camera, the way that she talks about the camera and like the soul and the magic, not giving your true name, like things of that nature. It's very interesting. I don't know where it's going. I'm just really along for the ride. But I am thoroughly enjoying it. I'm a couple more chapters in than I thought I was. So I'm trying to find, I'm 46 pages in so far. And then I also started Cocaine Blues. I'm a couple of pages into that. And I also started Gentleman Burglar, and I'm a couple of pages into that. One of the books that isn't being shown right now is Sammy Keys and the Hotel Thief, and I'm 5 pages into that. So I am currently reading 7 books in hopes that I can get a good portion of these books done by the end of the month. Now, I'm kind of a little stressed about it, but I feel like I shouldn't be that stressed, seeing as it's only the 9th. So I still have faith that I can get these books accomplished. Ooh, I cannot wait for this to be over, y'all. Next year, I just want to read. I want to do cute little reading vlogs. I just want to do cute little 24-hour-a-thons. But this, like, get these books done by this date or what? For the birds. Over it. Hopefully, I will be successful in my quest. I just want to hop in, tell you what I finished, tell you what I'm reading, where I am. And I will see you guys again soon, hopefully with some finished books. Sleep out.